Perceptions can be misleading, and I originally put Dextram onto my wishlist because I thought it was a twin-stick shooter when I looked at the pictures and thought, ooh, pretty, I'll come back to that. When I actually read the blurb though, I was so glad I accidentally put this on my wishlist, because whilst it is an arena shooter and it's all about attacking those high scores, this isn't a twin-stick shooter. This brings a unique mechanic into arena shooter style games that is done so well. In Dextram you control a ship that constantly moves straight forward, and instead of being able to directly control the firing that you send out to kill all of the enemies, you only have one button, and when you press it, you turn right. That sounds absolutely ludicrous for this style of game, but it works so well. In turning right around the screen, you have to avoid all of the enemies as they constantly appear on the screen, and different colours and different shapes of enemies dictate different behaviours. So some will charge at you, some will chase you, some will kind of sniff you out if you get within a certain radius, and some will explode into fragments and you have to avoid those when you get close. It's beautifully done. I really like the art style and the way how it all comes together, but you need to keep pressing right to kind of manoeuvre your way around it until you start to get to power-ups. Power-ups will randomly appear on the screen in different locations, and you need to kind of steer your way around to collect them, and this triggers your offensive actions. So it could be that you've got an explosion of homing missiles that will kill everything that's near you. It could be that you've got what I'd call like a radar scan line, that goes backwards and forth and eliminates everything on the screen. It could be that you pick up a giant laser and then you press and hold down your turn right button, and then you're spinning round and it's like a samurai 360 laser spin. There's also traps like electric grills that if you can hide in, but anything that the enemies touch, they'll explode. So you need to keep right to kind of keep yourself in, because it's like a safety perimeter fence. Where Dextram really comes into its own is that all of these different power-ups, and there's many more beyond that, start to chain onto each other, assuming that you kill enough enemies. So for instance, there's a shield that you can wear that just basically means you can crash into enemies and kill them for a limited period of time. Great for that turning right mechanic. And then once you hit like 10 kills, it triggers off like a chain reaction, which then allows you to spew out some homing missiles. And if you keep that up whilst still hitting people, that might then trigger off one of those radar lines that goes and wipes everything out. Get that within a few seconds, that might trigger one of those electric grills. And it all kind of bounces off of each other, and your high score starts to really quickly ramp up. But then so does the game difficulty, because it's like, right, you're getting into this, and then it starts firing all kinds of different enemies at you, and you're like, no, as you try and kind of escape and run around a bit. All the while, trying to just turn right only. One of the big mechanics of this game is basically trying to dodge and throw people off of your scent and crashing various enemies into each other as you kind of drive around, but also making them crash to the edge of the screen, because if you hit the edge of the screen yourself, it's game over, but same for the enemies, that's how you can get rid of them too. There's two different modes to Dextram. One's an original mode with constant enemies reappearing and basically the ceiling of levels getting higher and higher and higher so that the game gets just intensely chaotic. And then there's waves mode, which is where you will get things literally in waves and nothing will appear again until you've cleared everything. Those waves seem quite set in stone as well, which is great because all about Dextram's scores are posted online in both modes, so you can kind of see where you are compared to other people. And at least with the waves mode it feels highly controlled, so that that leaderboard feels very specific against real skill, and also I guess muscle memory as well as you go through things. So yeah, this is a lesson for me. I thought this was going to be a twin-stick shooter when I saw pretty pictures, and it was nothing like it, yet everything like it at the same time. Hidden gem for arcade gaming, thoroughly enjoyed myself, highly recommended, 2 thumbs up from me. Written review over on higherplanegames.com will be popping out over the weekend. Take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.